He is a doctor in Cairo University. And today our session is about public speaking. I think it's a very important topic. Is it right, Doctor?
Yes, of course. It's gonna be very interesting, inshallah.
Yeah, sure, it will be. Thank you so much for giving us this. I think it will be more than great session, because the last one was really great and it was really beneficial. So I think this one will be better.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much.
Yeah, you can start if you want.
Okay, thank you so much. Okay, welcome aboard. Hello, good evening. This is Muhammad Amir speaking from Bana, Egypt. So welcome for the second time in ارتقاء with Summer. And let me first introduce myself before heading into our session. This is Muhammad Amir. I'm a lecturer of specialized translation and interpreting in different national universities in Egypt, like Cairo University, Borside University, Ismailia University, Banha University. I'm also a member of the Egyptian Translators and Linguists Association. I'm a certified translator and interpreter. I'm also accredited by Interpretify, one of the biggest and maybe the biggest interpreting platform. I'm also a trainer accredited by TOEFL and TESOL. I'm a holder of both certificates, and finally, most important of which, I'm a founder of Tarjum with عامر initiative, an initiative that focuses on training junior translators and interpreters on translation and interpreting. Thank you so much for joining our session. This is my Facebook if you want to follow me, and this is my WhatsApp if you want to contact me anytime. Thank you so much for joining us tonight. Tonight, I'm going to talk about a different topic, because last time I talked about translation and interpreting and the fundamentals of translation and interpreting, but tonight it's somehow different from the last time. Tonight, I'm going to talk about public speaking skills for dummies. It applies to you if you are a translator, if you are an interpreter, if you are a presenter, if you are a teacher, if you are an instructor, a trainer, a professor, if you are giving or always giving presentations at work, this applies to you. So first of all, if you are giving a presentation, notwithstanding the purpose of such presentation, you need to follow certain skills. Number one, you need to talk about yourself, and talking about yourself is somehow can be tricky, because first you need to talk about yourself in a professional way. So when you introduce yourself, you can tell people your name, your job. After that, there are certain points you can talk about. Number one is your hobbies, which is very important for the presentation, and it breaks the ice between you and the audience. Number two, talking about your dreams. What do you want to achieve in your life? What do you want to do in the future? So this is very important for your presentation. Talking about your family is somehow a tricky point. If you want to talk about your family, your brothers, your sisters, your father, your mother, your wife, your sons, if you have, but it's not a condition. You can talk about your family. You may drop this part as you like. And of course, it's very important to talk about your study. If you're a student, you can talk about the subjects that you study at the university. If you are a graduate, you can talk about your previous studies, your endeavors in the professional life and in the academic life as well. So mainly, if you are introducing yourself, you can stand before people, and let me reiterate this, talking about yourself, your name, your job. Number two, your hobbies. After that, your dreams, your family. It's not that important. And talking about your study. If we want to put those points into order, I prefer to put your studies before hobbies. After that, you can talk about your dreams, because this is speech about the future, and after that you can talk about your family. You can drop this part, but it's a very, very, very important to talk about your studies and your job. So this is very important to introduce yourself, to break the ice between you and the audience. If this is the first time meeting between you and your audience. Okay, now you just introduce yourself, you give your presentation to the people you're talking to. So while you're talking to people, you can notice their feedback even before you officially take it from them after the presentation. So consider that you're talking about translation, about teaching, you're talking about tourism, any subject matter. You can look for the eye contact, how they look at you. Are they in a focus mode? Are they straight? Are they doing other stuff? You can notice that some people can hold their phones, they are picking their noses, they are chatting to each other, but they are not in a focus mode with you. And this can be a tricky point because you do not need to be distracted by this. However, you need to do something different to attract their attention. You can raise your voice, you can control your pitch, you can raise and lower your voice, your pitch. For example, if you're talking about tourism, you can say tourism is a very wonderful and a very interesting subject matter. So controlling your pitch can re-attract the attention of your audience. This is number one solution. Number two, enthusiasm. Do they raise their hands? Do they answer back your questions? Do they react to your questions? Do they react to your talk? This is very important because lack of enthusiasm can affect your own enthusiasm. Audience need to be enthusiastic to you. And I have an idea to you. If you are not enthusiastic enough towards the presentation that you are giving, your audience will never be enthusiastic. Enthusiasm stems from you in the first place. So you need to be enthusiastic about your presentation, your subject matter. You need to show this steam. You need to show a much bigger enthusiasm in order to move this to your audience. So this is very important. Number three, which is very important to the presentation, organization. You need to be organized. If you are using PowerPoint, PPT presentations, if you moving between towards slides on a data show, it needs to be organized. It needs to be colorful. It needs to be bestowed with pictures, colors, movements, animation, and so on, because dull presentations can be somehow boring. So you can lose organization and you can lose enthusiasm in the same time. So please avoid this part. You need to be organized in both your data show and your speech. Number four, which is a very clear one, clear speaking. So if you give a presentation in English or even in Arabic, you need to be a clear speaker. Clear speaker means that your voice is clear, and it also means that you have a good and sound language. In Arabic, in English, or any other language, sound grammar, sound syntax, you can follow a certain order in your speech. So in order to give your idea out loud to the audience. So clear speaking is very important, and it's one of the main steps to provide much enthusiasm to the audience and get that back from them. Number five is a very recommended one, recycling. Recycling means that you can reiterate, you can restore what you just said, you can repeat every single information that you provided before. This helps you with providing much bigger space to you and to the audience. And also, if the presentation is too long, you can also fill that time with recycling, with repeating information. This is a very good trick that I always use in my presentations. So these are my main tips in taking feedbacks from the audience while you are giving the presentation. The feedback after that, you can ask the audience about your presentation, and you can also do it in a much organized in an organized way. You can distribute and disseminate papers to them in order to get their feedback in a written way. You can also ask them after the presentation, what are my weaknesses, what are my strong points, and so on. This is very important. You will never be a better presenter if you left the room without feedback, because you'll keep repeating the same mistakes and you'll never know the mistakes that you committed in the presentation. So this is very important to get the feedback. And feedback is a very, very pivotal point in teaching and giving presentations, and even appearing in conferences and so on. So what are the main points in order to be a good presenter? So we have certain steps to follow to be a good presenter. Good presenter, you can give a presentation in a conference, in a meeting, in a session. If you give a lecture, if you give clarification for someone, anything. If you are standing before an audience, this is going to be your roadmap. Number one, focus on the audience. The audience is your space. You need to know what they think, what they feel, and what they do. As I told you before, knowing what your audience think is reflected on their deeds. If they use their own mobile phones, if they are laughing, if they are chatting, if they are somehow astray from you, you need to know that this is your own mistake. It's not theirs, because you made them lose attention in your speech, in your presentation. So first of all, knowing how they think is the first step, but this happens when it's reflected on their actions during the session. So what they feel and what they do is the essence of what they think. They think that you are boring. They think that you are dull in your presentation. So that's why they opened their phones, they used their mobile phones and so on. Then you lost the attention of your audience. On the other side, if they are well focused, if they react to your questions, if they answer your questions, this is a very positive point to yourself that you can control the room. You can continue in the same way. Okay, so number two, this is a very important step. Delete excess texts. If you are using a presentation, please do not use a lot of words and expressions. You can use pictures instead. Look at my presentation here. I brought a presentation that is somehow appropriate to our subject matter, which is public speaking. I use a microphone. We have an audience. We have colors. We have shadows and so on. I do not use and I do not write every single word that I give to you, because I need to talk to you. I'm not just a reader who is giving you presentations. If so, I can only send you the presentation. You can read it in your home without me being there. So delete excess text from your presentations and stand before your audience. You can talk to them. You can explain your points of view to them using pictures, using visual aids, and teachers know the importance of using visual aids more than anyone. Okay, number three is a very important step. Keep it simple. Keep it simple means that simplicity is the key, and I always believe in this. Simplicity is the key. Do not use extra words and expressions and even pictures in your presentation. Even if you depend on pictures on your presentations, you can always use simple PNG format pictures. You can use appropriate colors formats, and so on. This is very important. Do not use extra words, do not use extra signs. So we can meet a lot of presentations that use a lot of colors. It can be very distracting. Yani, if you're talking about subject matter, if you keep talking, but there are a lot of colors, there are a lot of words on the screen, you will distract your audience. Number 4 is a pivotal part of your presentation. You need to rehearse once, twice, and thrice before your presentation. And I remember every single time, especially this time, I rehearse before I give a presentation, even if I memorize it all, even if I know every single tip of it, even if I know every single point of it, I need to rehearse to make sure that I'm fully 100% ready to the presentation. This is very important. This can be done in a recording mode. You can record yourself, you can record your audio, your video, in order to get more into knowing your weaknesses, your points of strength, your body language, your facial gestures, your body movements, and so on. Your body language is very important for your presentation, so you need to rehearse once, twice, and thrice. You need to record your self audio mode, video modes, and then rewatch yourself. After that, you can also get a friend of yours, or you can get a colleague of yours to watch you, and then he will give you the feedback. So rehearsal is a very pivotal step in order to give a killer presentation. Number 5, make friends with people. And this is a recommended point. Before going into the presentation, I always make friends with people, because I arrive earlier to the presentation, to the hall, to the session, to the conference, and then I say, hello, this is me, this is محمد عامر, and I introduce myself to them. And this is before the presentation, of course. Hello, this is Mr. So and so, this is Madam so and so. This makes me much more familiar to them and them to me, because when I feel that I have friends on ground, this makes me feel comfortable, feel relaxed, and we can exchange numbers before and after the session. Number 6 is a very interesting one. You need to dress well. You need to dress to impress. Dress to impress means that your clothes, your perfume, your shoes are very important for your performance and the presentation. Your presentation, I mean, the data show is very important, but a lot depends on your costume, your clothes, how you dress, how you smell, and how you look. So I believe that 50% of the success of your presentation depends on how you look. If you look confident, trustworthy, and chic somehow, you can kill your presentation. You can give a killer presentation. You can attract your audience much better than anyone else. So please prepare yourself, prepare your clothes, get a new perfume, get a nice perfume, get a nice smell, and put on your best shoes, and then go to your audience. You will be the best performer ever. Number 7 is a very important one. Make friends with yourself. Feel comfortable. Get early to the audience. Get early to the hall. Get early to the session. And even if it's hollow, even if it's empty, sit on your chair. Talk to the chairs. Talk to the empty chairs. After that, you will feel comfortable. You will feel relaxed and familiar with the hall itself. It's very important that you do not just enter to the room and give your presentation. You will never be familiar with it. So please arrive earlier than anyone else, and then feel comfortable with the room. You will control it. Number 8, stand still. Avoid moving too much. We watch a lot of presenters that move from right to left and from left to right. They move backwards, forwards, and so on. This distracts your audience. Please do not move too much. Of course, you can move from one side to another, but do not do this too much because it distracts and it shows how much you are anxious. There is an anxiety about your movements, so please avoid this. Number 9, tell a story. Always break the ice. Always amuse the audience, even if you fabricate the story. Every single time I get the mic and talk to my students, I tell them a short story that only takes from 3 to 5 minutes. If I have a lecture of 1 hour or 1 hour and a half, only 5 minutes for a story that can be fabricated, can be real. Not every time I have a story for real to tell them. I can fabricate one to amuse them, to attract their attention. This is a very important tip. You need to tell a story in order to get their attentions. Number 10, be enthusiastic. Market yourself. Every single presentation, I give the audience my number, my picture, my Facebook, my details, my professional details. I need to market myself. I need to market my services. And this is exactly what I did today. I gave you my WhatsApp. I gave you my Facebook. I talked about myself for only maybe 1 minute to 2 minutes, but this shows how you are enthusiastic to the subject matter. Now, if we have an example, if you are applying for the job of a teacher, not only a teacher, you can apply for any job, you need to perform an interview before maybe the employer, maybe the human resources department, anyone else. You can provide and give a very good interview in order to get the job. If you want to get the job of your dreams, there are certain steps to follow in your interview. Number 1, you first of all conduct research. Please, please, please do not go into a company and apply to the job there and you do not know a lot of information about that company, about the job, about that post. You need to surf the internet about every single available information about the company, their headquarters, the name of the employer of that company, their salaries, and so on. You need to know every single information because in an interview you'll be asked about a lot of information about the company, and if you say that you do not know, so why are you applying for that job if you do not know the necessary information for such company? This is number 1. You need to conduct research about the headquarters, the employer, the salaries, a lot of information you can get from the internet. So first of all, surf the internet about the company that you apply for. Number 2 is a very pivotal one: review interview questions. We have fixed and repeated interview questions. First of all, you always expect that you will be asked to introduce yourself. So you need, as I told you before, you need to rehearse introducing yourself. So you can stand before a mirror, introduce yourself. My name is Muhammad Amir. I'm a so and so and so and so and so. Do it repeatedly. Do it once, twice, and thrice. Record yourself and always review the interview questions. Introduce yourself. What is your expected salary? Why did you left? Why did you leave the last expedition, the last post that you had? There are a lot of repeated questions. You need to study them very, very hard. Okay, thank you. Number 3, be friendly with all. Be friendly with everyone. Break the ice. So if you are in an interview and you have the employer on office, you need to be friendly with him, even if he had a poker face. A lot of employers have, they show poker face, they show wooden faces, serious faces, but you need to be friendly. You need to break the ice with them. This is for your own good. You need to be friendly with all of them. If there is a panel, not only one employer, not only one interviewer, so please break the ice. How to break the ice? You can show a very wide smile. You can show how you are enthusiastic to the job. You can always tell a story to the employer about the future that you dream of. Number 4, give short and concise answers. Do not tell long stories. Keep it short. What's your name? My name is so and so. What is your previous post? I worked as at so and so and so. Do not talk about your previous experiences too much, because this shows you as maybe a talkative person, and in a professional life, talkative person are not the favorite kind of persons. So please give short and concise answers to your interviewer. Number 5 is a very nice one. Use a proper language. Speak smart. So you are in a professional life. Do not give jokes. Do not laugh too much. Please use proper, not a classic language, maybe a formal language, maybe a standard language, a very standard one. Do not use classic language. you're not a poet, but it's very important that you show how professional you are, how respectful and respected one that you are. So please, this is very important. Speak smart and speak about yourself. Number 6, use a proper body language, body and face. You need to control how you sit, how you stand, how you smile, how you move your hands, your facial gestures, your body language. Because if you move your hands a lot, if you touch your face a lot, this shows how anxious you are. And if you did not show how confident you are, you will lose the job forever. Okay. Number 7, prepare documents. Prepare your own CV, your credentials, your certificates. You'll be asked to provide them. So what if I applied online? In the interview, just bring them with you. You'll be asked to show your CV if you have an updated one, your credentials, your past certificates of experience, your past letters, and so on. Please prepare your documents in a nice file, in a check file. Please provide them to the employer and just put them in a nice costume. Number 8, prepare questions to ask. Detailed, oriented questions. So you will ask me, can I ask questions in an interview? Of course, this is not an interrogation. You will never be those one that's question that is need to be put into interrogation. But you can ask about your scale of salaries, about vacations, about the timing of work. You work from 8 to 4 or from 9 to 5, and so on. You can prepare your own questions to ask to the employer. This is very important. This shows how professional and how enthusiastic you are to the job. Tip number 9 is you need to sell yourself. Rise and shine. Show yourself as a professional one. Show yourself as an enthusiastic applicant to the post. This is not your only interview, but you can work for your interview as if it's the only one that will get you to the job. So sell your skills, sell your experiences, and market yourself well to the employer. Number 10, be interested into the job. Enthusiasm. If you did not show any enthusiasm, they will never be enthusiastic to you, and they will refuse you. They will be rejected from the interview. Please show how you are interested to the job. Body language. This is the last month that I'll talk about this tonight. Body language is very important for the interview. If you give a presentation, if you apply for the job, if you are in an interview, body language is very important because it shows how much you control the room. It shows how much you show yourself as a professional one. You need to know that 55 of our speeches depend on non-verbal signs on our body language. As I told you before, facial gestures, body movements, head movements, body language, 55 of our speech depend on this. So you need to know how to talk and how to move. Do not move too much in your own space. So focus on this. Number one, you need to show engaged posture. Your posture is very important. It shows how respectful, how professional, how enthusiastic you are to the job or to your audience. Number two, you need to show calmness and relaxation. Relaxation is very important because it shows how confident you are. Slow breathing. Do not do it like this. Of course, this shows how you are anxious to the job or to the audience. You need to be a slower breather. You need to be much confident in the interview or on stage, because a lot of us, they have adrenaline in our bodies, and it pops out when we are before a big audience that consists of maybe more than 100 people, and when you see how much people are there, you can get anxious. But in practice, and I always advise you to practice this before real audience, after that you will get much slower breathing periods. Number four, correct hand gestures. Before we talk to people, we need to know how we stand before them and how we use our hands with them, how we use our hands towards women, towards men, towards babies, towards a lot of people, and according to their social stance, according to their professional stance, if they are, this is very important, because when you talk to a minister or a president, for example, you need to show respect, and it shows very well on your body language. Number five, mirror the interview. Yes, this is a very good strategy because it gives you much confidence. Mirror the interview. If the interview just did like this, and I wish you see me right now, if your interview did like this, you can do the same action. Why this is very important? Because the interviewer will be affected by your actions. It shows that you notice, that you respect, that you focus on his actions. This gives you a way with him, and it makes him much happier that you imitate him, you take him as a model. So if he did like this, you can do like him. If he stands, you can stand. If he sits in a way, you can imitate that way of sitting. Number six, correct eye contact. Eye contact, you need to look into eyes, not to other body parts. You need to look into eyes. When I talk to you, I look into your eyes, to your face, only to your face, not other body parts, because it shows respect and attention. Number seven is very important. Avoid lying signals. Lying signals is playing in your nose, your chins, moving your hand to your hair. These are the most famous lying signals. It shows that you lie to your audience. Never look at no nose. There are certain body parts that you cannot look at, especially if you talk to a woman. Please avoid this. Get rid of anxiety. This gets better with practice. You can record, as I told you before, you can record yourself in an audio mode, in a video mode. You can show the video to another peer, to another colleague, to another friend, and then you can get the feedback from your audience, from your friend or colleague or anyone else. Perfect handshake. If you get into a room with the interview, he waits for you, and then he stands. You go for him, and then give him a firm, confident handshake. This shows how confident, how well fixed you are with the interview. Now I'm done with the presentation. I wish you like it. Thank you so much for giving me the opportunity to talk to you today. And thank you so much, Samar, for giving me the opportunity for the second time. We have a lot of questions here I see in the chat box. And by the way, this session is recorded. Yes, it's recorded. I'll give it to Samar. Samar will upload the link and we'll give it to you. What do you mean by no nose? Yes, as I told you, Yara, you are a female, you're a woman. Okay, so do not let other people to look at certain body parts. When I go into an interview, when I talk to other people, I need to look to them in their eyes, only their eyes and their faces, not other body parts. And I wish you understand this. Thank you so much for the session. Really express yourselves when you made the interview. Thank you so much, Maha. Okay, how can we stop some repeated words like all right? Okay, this is a mannerism. Riham Hilal, this is a mannerism. In Arabic, we call it lazma. Okay, you know, when we have lazma, every one of us have them. كلنا عندنا لازمة. Okay, do not be so okay, what about this? Yes. Again, mannerism. Again, the same question again from Ala or Ala. I don't know, but lazma is a repeated behavior. Only with practice you can avoid. Okay. Credentials means certificates. Yes, of course, means certificates. How to be fluent when you speak to anyone? Okay, this is a big question. You can study conversation, you can study phonetics, you can study fluency, and it's a lifelong journey, by the way. It's not one only step. Expensive info. Okay, thank you so much, Osama. Can we have a recorded session? Of course. I'll send it to Samar, as I told you before. Samar will upload it on YouTube. How to make students make their homework when they are adults?
Hello, Doctor. It's already on YouTube.
It's already on YouTube. Okay.
Now.
Yes, of course, because it's live stream. Yes, I totally forget that.
Yeah.
it's already on YouTube, and it will be on.
We do everything.
Yes, it will be also on Targum عامر page on Facebook. You can find it there. Thank you so much. Okay, this is a very important question. How can I get rid of an anxiety? Okay, this is a big one. How can I get rid of an anxiety? There are two kinds of anxiety. One of them is related to your health. If you have psychological disorder, you need to fix it with a doctor. But the most common one is the anxiety and what we call the stage of fright. Stage of fright happens when you go into a stage and you show up before for a big audience, more than 100 people. How to get rid of this? It can be much better with practice. You can practice with smaller group of 5 or 4. After that, groups of 10s, 20s, and after that, you will be much better in dealing with people. Okay. Let me tell you something. When I made an interview, unfortunately, I lack self-confidence and I had a headache. Also, I felt my heart stopped before I felt afraid. How can we solve this problem? Maha, this is an anxiety. This is an anxiety. As I told you before, you need to train yourself on performing before people. Okay, so fix this with training, with practicing performance, practicing public speaking before people. Could you please send the links of yours? Okay, Amira. Okay, Amira, I will write it down. Okay, people, you can look for my Facebook account, writing Muhammad عامر on Facebook. Okay, you can, yes, you can look for my account on Facebook using the words Muhammad عامر, MUHAMMAD space AMER, and you're always welcome to follow me and get into contact with me. Thank you so much. How to be confident and relaxed. I just told you before, yeah, Muhammad, I just talked about this. I'll give you the presentation to get back and you can rewatch the video. Do you have a modern book in linguistics? Okay, Tariq, you can contact me on Facebook. I'll send you, I don't know which book you're looking for, but I'll send you, of course. Please, how to make students make their homework when they are adults. You need to encourage them. You need to put two streamlines. Encouragement, you need to encourage them, and you need to make them obliged to do the homework. There are penalties. There will be consequences. If they are adults, there will be consequences. There will be marking. There will be scoring grids for their performance. So they will do the homework out of themselves. We need this session as a PDF, please. Okay, Dr. Muhammad. Hello, Dr. Muhammad Falifal. Thank you so much for being here. I'll send you the PDF. Okay, of course. Suggest PDF books to read to improve the fluency. Always use Oxford and Cambridge grammar in sorry speaking skills by Cambridge and Oxford. There are a lot of books on fluency by Cambridge and Oxford. You just write them down on Google. How I know the next session? This is a question to you, Summer. It's not for me. May we use Arabic from time to time with beginners?
We have 2 sessions in a week, Monday and
Yes.
Friday. Next one is Monday, inshallah.
Okay, I wish this answers your question. Okay, may we use Arabic from time to time with beginners? I do not believe this is necessary. You can always use English all the time in teaching beginners, whether they are adults, whether they are yes, teenagers. Yes, this is a very important question, by the way, Tariq. Tariq, I need a modern book in linguistics in which new terms and topics. Tariq, this is a nice one. Just get into contact with me and I'll give you the books. Okay. And Idris, you raised your hand. Do you have a question, Idris? How about the courses you present, Amira? This is a good question. Amira, you can contact my Facebook and I'll answer your question. Okay, thank you. Idris, you raised your hand. Idris, are you there? You are unmuted, Idris. You can ask your question now. Microphone off. You're yes. Idris, hello.
Did you hear me?
Yes, Idris, I can totally hear you. Hello, how are you?
Hello. Yeah, hello everyone. I'm doing well, thank you so much. I'm Idris from Morocco. So first of all, I would like to thank you for this great presentation.
Thank you so much, Idris. Welcome aboard.
Thank you so much. Thank you. I have a question.
Yes.
When we, the students, I have tried to present a presentation in the university. So how can I reduce the movement during the presentation? Thank you so much.
Okay, Idris, thank you so much for the question, but I need much information about the question because it's somehow unclear. Please repeat it again or write it down in the chat box. In the meanwhile, I send you my Facebook account on the chat box. You can always follow me. Idris, please log into again and repeat your question. Okay, Idris, I'm waiting. My WhatsApp. Okay, this is my WhatsApp. How can we reduce movement during the presentation? This shows an anxiety. Yes, of course, Idris. This shows an anxiety. This shows how anxious you are. You can train yourself on this, because I remember my first time on stage and I moved a lot and I moved too much. And the interviewer told me that I'm anxious. I give a very good presentation, but still I'm anxious, and this shows that I'm not confident. I do not trust the results of my presentation, because it was a very good presentation, but I was anxious, maybe before a very big audience. So I always do this strategy. I record myself. Even if I am in an empty session, even if I am in an empty room, I record how I move, how I talk, how I breathe, how I laugh, and how I do everything. This is very important. Even if when I finish this presentation, I will rewatch it and know what I did with you and how I talk to you. My greetings are sending from Palestine, Gaza. Hello. Thank you so much, Tariq from Gaza. Thank you. Okay. I wish I answered all of your questions. Thank you so much. And thank you so much again and again and again, Samar, for having me aboard for the second time. It will never be the last time, I promise. Thank you all.
Thank you so much. It was a great session. I just want to make a note. Please, I don't remember the name, but Sir from Palestine, could you please contact me after the session? Okay, I want him or her to contact me after the session for something important. Okay, so would you like to end the session right now?
Okay, thank you so much, Samar, for having me aboard, and I really enjoyed this time with you.
Mustafa has a question. Can he ask, if you don't mind?
Mustafa Sanoon. Yes, and some presentation we need to improvise. How can we master this? Improvisation is a very important one, and I did it a lot. And even tonight, I always improvise. But please consider my point. You do not talk too much. Please always leave a space to your audience to react to you, so you can depend on your audience and instead of talking too much. If you want to improvise, you need to tell a story. You can clarify some important details and so on. This is about improvisation.
Hello.
Do not give too much talk. Okay.
Hello, Dr. Amir.
Mustafa Abdurrahman. Hello, Mustafa.
Evening.
Hello, good evening.
Yes, hello.
Welcome
How
aboard.
are you? Hello, everybody.
Thank you so much. I'm fine. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much for this great presentation and the PowerPoint presentation, and it's a great chance to attend with you, and I'm so pleased. Actually, this is the first time to attend like great session.
Thank you so much, Mustafa.
But I have a question, please.
Okay, go ahead. Of course.
So if I have an interview and I don't understand the question well, or I don't know the answer, so what should I do in this case?
Okay, number one, if you can't hear the question, you can always politely ask for repeating the question. And it's one of the main skills of IELTS, by the way. You can always ask for a repetition for the question. So you can say, I'm sorry, I didn't hear you well. Can you please repeat your question? Can you ask me again? It's not a mistake. Okay, this is number one. Number two, if you do not know the answer of the question, do not say I do not know. Always avoid this answer. Never, never, never say that you do not know. You can always speak around the idea. You can always repeat around the idea, but never, never say that you do not know the answer of the question. Okay, you can explain yourself. You can
so much.
talk about the main idea, not into the details, but never say that you do not know.
Okay, thank you so much, Dr.
Thank you
Amir.
so Mustafa. شكرا. Thank you so much, Mustafa. أشكرك. Okay. Ismail Sheikh Sidu. Hello. Ismail, are you there? Ismail, are you there? Okay, concerning my YouTube channel, you can always look for ترجم مع عامر in Arabic, okay? ترجم مع عامر on YouTube. And thank you, Ismail. Hello.
All right.
Aboard.
Thank you very much. I'm just calling from Somalia, and
Hello from Somalia.
I really do appreciate for your from Somalia, actually, and I am part of this qualified teachers, and my honor to be here.
Thank you so much, Ismail. It's an honor. Thank you.
Yeah, actually, you have talked about very touch heart things, which really think that this will change a lot in our daily classes, as well as our interview as well, because of these things are really has got a lot of tricks in it, which we need to just really improve it. My question is that you've talked about CV and confidentiality. What do you mean that? Confidentiality,
Not confidentiality.
Thanks.
I'm talking about being confident, not confidentiality. Confident, not confidentiality. I didn't talk about confidentiality ever tonight. Are you there? Being confident, not confidential. There is no confidentiality about this. Okay, Ismail? Got it? Well, thank you so much, all of you. Thank you so much, Summer. And I wish you good night. And I wish I meet you very soon, inshallah. And I wish I answered all your questions. There are no other questions here. Okay, thank you so much. Now I'll stop the recording. Wish you a very nice night. Thank you so much. Bye-bye.